In Shadow Solitaire Gambit for the City by Kendall Woffinden, players take the role of a masked crusader, taking back the City of Shadows from eccentric supervillains like the Two-Faced, the Ivy Queen, and the Jester King. Unsurprisingly, I'm using my Batman deck today because there's a Batman reskin of the game called Batman Solitaire Gambit for Gotham. The reskin only provides thematic flavor. The rules are completely the same between the two versions. I should also mention that this game is technically still a work in progress. It doesn't have a dedicated page on Board Game Geek, but it did win second place in the 2025 Traditional Deck Game Design Contest in the solo category. I'll provide a link to the rules as well as to a geek list of all of Kendall's game designs in the description below. Please go check that out. To set up the game, you want to set aside the 10 of spades and the 10 of hearts. These will be used for tracking damage. The spades are your armor and the hearts are your health. You're going to want to start with the 10 of hearts face down. Then take all the jacks, queens, and kings. These represent the supervillains that we need to defeat, or sometimes they're allies that we need to save from peril. Unfortunately, the pictures on my cards don't always match the game's theme. Like, for instance, this Jack of Clubs. In the game, it's supposed to be Bane, but it's obviously Penguin on my cards. There are a couple of weird matches. Like, the Jack of Hearts here is Robin in both the game and on my cards. Also, the Jack of Spades is Two-Face in both. And the Queen of Clubs, the Queen of Clubs is also Poison Ivy in both. A big difference is that on my cards, all the kings are different versions of Batman. So you're going to have to ignore that. In the game, these represent like Penguin and Scarecrow and the Joker. Okay, there's absolutely no reason why I should be talking about this. None of this matters. What you want to do is you want to take the King of Diamonds and you want to place that face down. That's going to represent the Joker. That's going to be the last enemy that we face. Then take the rest of the kings, shuffle those up, put them on top. Then take the 4 queens, shuffle those. And then take the 4 jacks, shuffle those. And there you go. That is the encounter deck. Now you just want to take the rest of the cards, including both jokers, shuffle them up, and make the play deck. And there you go, that's setup complete, we're ready to begin. I'm going to be playing on medium difficulty, so that basically means that when we get to the queens and kings, they're going to each do an extra damage. If you play on easy, then only the kings will deal an extra damage, and then if you want to play on hard, the queens will deal 1 extra damage, and the kings will deal 2 extra damage. So you start by simply flipping the top card of the encounter deck. Technically, we're facing off against Bane, but we can pretend that it's the Penguin. And then you want to deal out 4 threats. These represent the threats that we need to overcome as we're taking on the villain. And since there are 4 threats out, we get 4 responses. The trick is we have to deal with our responses one at a time. So what you do is you just draw your first response. And now with this card, we can do several things. One thing we can do is just to assign it to one of these threats. I could assign it to any threat I want, right? Maybe to this 10. If I do that, the only way to take care of this 10 is if I assign enough responses where the sum either equals that number or is no higher than 3. So I would have to assign cards here, and I can assign multiple cards that either equal 10, 11, 12, or 13. Anything above that wouldn't work. Now, when an ace is here as a threat, it equals whatever the highest other threat is. So because that's a 10, this ace equals a 10. That's a very bad combo. Now instead what I could do, and I can do this once per encounter, is I can flip it over and use this as a batarang. This would just automatically clear one of these threats. So I could put that on that 10, and that equals that 10, and that 10 has been neutralized. I've successfully dealt with that threat. The only rule with the Batarang is you can't use this against jokers, which there's 2 jokers in here. And you also can't use it against cards that have the same suit as like the main villain. So if this was a 10 of clubs, I wouldn't be able to use it on that. But I can use it on this ace, and I could use it on this 10, because they don't equal that suit. And I think since that was a 2, I am going to just use this right here. Or maybe I'll use it on the ace. We'll do it like that, because that's also a 10. So that was my first response. I get 3 more, but you have to do them one at a time. Now here's the thing. When we get an ace as a response, it doesn't equal the highest threat, it equals the lowest threat. And so this ace equals that 4. That's kind of a shame, but, you know, it will at least neutralize that 4. So we can use that. 2 of the 4 threats have been neutralized. Let's draw again. Another 2. Now there's one more thing that I haven't shown that you can do. So let's pretend I put this here for now. I'll go back. But another thing that you can do is you can use a grapple line. You can take 2 threats that are adjacent in the line, and you can play this sideways. Basically, that means that I'm attacking both of these cards, the sum of those cards. So in this case, the sum is 17. And so I'd be playing cards to this that would need to either equal 17 or, again, no higher than 3 above. This is dangerous, though, because if you fail, this is going to cause extra damage. So we don't want to do that with that 2. Instead, we'll put this 2 here and hope that this card gives us enough to take out that 7. And it did not. So that's the end of our responses. We got 4 responses for the 4 threats. We took out 2 of the threats, but this one we weren't able to take out, and this one we weren't able to take out. So both of those, or each of those, causes 1 damage. And we mark that here with these 2 cards, simply by covering up 2 of our armor. So now we have 8 armor remaining. At the end of the game, our score is going to be however much health and armor we have remaining, plus points depending on your difficulty level. For the medium difficulty level, we'll get plus 5 points. For the hard difficulty level, plus 10. Okay, so all of these cards just get discarded. We go on to the next. In this case, anytime it's a heart, rather than being an enemy that we're fighting, this is someone that we need to rescue. So Robin has been captured, and now we need to go rescue him. Once again, we're going to deal out 4 threats. Now when a Joker comes out, you get an additional threat. Yep, so the Joker is added to the number of threats, but because there are 5 threats, we get 5 responses. So we always get the number of responses equal to the number of threats. The Joker acts as an ace. It's going to equal, whatever the highest threat out here is. In this case, a 6. But you can't use your Batarang against a Joker. We also won't be able to use our Batarang against this 5 because it matches. Okay, let's go. A 10. Ooh, that is a shame. Because we could do something like this, but that's 11. If the 2 5s were adjacent, we could take out both of those 5s with this 10 using that grapple line. But this is a 6 and that's a 6. So we have all 11s here. Like maybe if I did this, right, that'd be a 12. We would need a 2, 3, 4, or 5. Okay, I'm going to take that risk. We're going to try that, see if that works. There we go. That was perfect. We can play this 2 here. That's 12. and that takes out both of those. Now you can only do that once per encounter. Let's go on to our third response. All right, well, this will be great to take out that 6. Fourth encounter is an 8. So we could take out that. We want to take out that 5 because if we get a low card here, we can use a batarang against that card. Ah, but we got a 7. So that's perfect. So look at that. We managed to take out all of the threats. And a cool thing happened. We didn't use our batarang. And any encounter where you don't use your batarang, you actually get to heal 1. You can also heal if you use fewer response cards than threats. So at any time you can stop, and if you don't use all of your responses, that's another way that you could heal 1. But yeah, there we go. That was really successful. We saved Robin. And we move on. Okay, this is technically the Riddler. All right, just 4 threat. Oh, look at that. Yep, that seems like a good way to go. Ooh, a 3. So this is where we could try to do something like that. Because those are diamonds and they match, we can't use a batarang on those, but we could use a batarang here. I'm going to play it safe and do that. Okay. And let's go again. Last one. And there we go. Boom. As Mr. Freeze might say, everyone chill out. Yes, I iced up a little bit here. That 9 is actually 4 greater than the 5. So that means that it didn't work. That was a failed response. Remember, a successful response has to be within 3. Luckily, I'm not going to make this mistake again. So at the end of the game, just reduce my score by 1 and we'll be all good. So we took it all out. We don't take any damage, but we also don't get to heal. But we'll take it. And now our final jack, we have Two-Face. Okay, not too bad. These are both 8s. And a 7. See, if we gotten a 9 or something, we could have done that. But we're just going to play it safe. We can batarang either of those, so that'll be fine. Oh, there's the 9 that we could have used. Ah! But we can use a 9 here. We'll just do it nice and easy. 2. Yeah, we'll just batarang. That worked out. So once again, we did it, but we don't get to heal. But not taking damage is good. Okay, we're now going to the queens. And because we're playing on medium difficulty, they're going to do +1 damage if we take any damage. So we need to be more careful. And we're going to have to reshuffle here. Oh, a joker. So when a joker comes out, it just goes into the threats. So now we just have 1 more threat, but we're still going to get 5 responses. So it's no problem. Ooh, and we got that 9. So we are going to have to shuffle up. Let me shuffle while I think. That joker is also a 9. But I could do this. and take out both of those. That seems worthwhile. Let's do that. We can batarang that 1/9. Just not the Joker. Okay, all shuffled back up. 5. Ugh. So we could use it just as beginning to take on that threat, because we might get an even lower card, and we could use that as the batarang. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Another Joker! Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're at 6 threats now. Let's move these over. That's another 9. Oh my goodness. But we're still going to get 4 more. A 10. Oh, there we go. That's amazing. We can put the 10 there, take care of that Joker. Another 5. I mean, 5 and 5. Bam. That's 10. The Joker's 9. Within 3. Beautiful. There we go. 2 we use as a batarang against that 9. And now we just need a 6 or higher. This is our last card. It's a 3, so we didn't take that one on. Overall, not too bad. We just take 1 damage plus 1 because it's a queen, so we're taking 2 damage. We have 7 armor left. That could have been much worse. And that took out both of those Jokers, so we know there aren't going to be Jokers in the next couple of battles. So that's good to know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Aha! And that ace is only a 5. So this could be a good round to heal up a little bit. And thematically, we are facing Catwoman, who is on there, so that worked out. We want to see a high card. So that's going to equal a 3. Let's just take that. Ooh. Well, yeah. Seems silly not to. We'd love a 9. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Bam. We can take out both of those. And then 7, we'll take that out, and we're done. So we actually accomplished both things. We didn't use our batarang, and we used less cards. But we only get to heal once. You don't get to heal twice for that. But that was very well done. Queen of Diamonds is Harley Quinn. All right. We can't batarang that 7. That's the thing to keep in mind. So we'll take that 4 there. Oh. Gotta love that. If this was a 10, but we can take that out. And hopefully we won't have to use our batarang. Oh. Dang, we have to use our batarang. But that's fine. No damage, no healing, no nothing. Yeah, and this is Poison Ivy. Ooh, gotta love those 2s together. Couple of 8s on the outside, and this one we can't batarang. So that could end up being a problem. But I like this. Bam. Took out both of those. So now we can use... Oh, that worked out great. That's a 2, which is fine because we can batarang this. And we use less cards because we're going to stop right now. That's going to let us heal 1. Man, we're doing good. And we're on to the kings. Because we're playing medium difficulty, the kings will also do 1 damage to us. 1 extra damage if we take damage. On the hard difficulty, they would take, or they would hurt us for 2 extra. Oh no, this is going to be a bad one. So that ace is a 9. Who are we fighting here? Oh, we're saving Commissioner Gordon. That's what we're trying to do. And we got a 10. Ooh, I could do that. That might be silly, but let's give it a try. That 6 is pretty good. Let's put that on there. Got to shuffle up. We should be able to deal with this no problem and not take any damage. So yeah, we'll batarang. And now we need a 3, 4, 5, or 6 here. And we got a 2. Ah! Okay, so we are going to take 1 + 1 damage. We are taking 2 damage there. That almost worked out. All right, now this is Penguin. Ooh, the 10. Well, yeah, let's just do that. The ace is a 2. Ah! We can batarang that one. Okay, we'll go 4 here and then just hope. No. So once again, we're taking 2 damage. Ah. So I'm just going to go like that. We're down to 5. Now we're going up against Scarecrow. Oh, with a Joker. So that's going to be a 9. And we can't batarang that 8. We could batarang that. Oh, and that's a 3. I think we do just want to do that. There's a 9. That's pretty good. 7. I think we're going to take some damage here, but I'm going to go like that. 3 will batarang. And 8. Oh, we got incredibly lucky. Gotta love that. And here we go, the final battle. This is the Joker, and no matter what, the Joker, we always use 6 threats. Okay, if a Joker comes out during this last one, I think you just remove it? Or I'll find out. I know you have to use 6 threats, but we don't go up to 7 threats. Oh, nope. We keep that. We keep the Joker out there. Okay. So yeah, the Joker is out there, but we stick to 6 threats. So it is going to be a 9. And that's going to be our first response. And it is a bad response. Boy. I think we just immediately go into batarang mode and take out that 9. It's not a diamond, so that's fine. 7. Yep. 6. Is there any reason to do something like that? Or should I just pop this on? I think we're just going to do that. 7. Great. We'll put that there. 8. That is within 3. So that will work. Oh! And we wouldn't have gotten that one anyway. So once again, we take 2 damage. We're left with 3. And so our final score here was 3 plus these 10, because we didn't take any health damage, just armor damage. That's 13 plus 5 because we were playing on medium difficulty. That's 18 points. That means we achieved a medium victory. Anything 11 through 20 is the Silent Guardian. The rogues retreat into the dark. Gotham breathes easy, although it may not last. If you get between 21 and 30 points, that's the Dark Knight. Gotham is yours tonight. The rogues fall silent. Fear itself wears your cowl. So there you have it. That was a complete play of Shadow Solitaire. I'd like to thank all the financial supporters of Totally Tabled, including the Totally Radical Jeff Fitzsimmons, Hextra, John Kohler, Scott Myers, Kevin Qualls, and Jay Satterwhite, as well as the Totally Bodacious Lancelot CNS. If you're interested in becoming a member, you can join on my YouTube or my Patreon at www.patreon.com/totallytabled. You'll gain access to my new exclusive podcast, Table Talk, as well as unboxing videos and whatever extra stuff I come up with. As always, thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.